parking your
Oh,
property.
alright.
Does this bag belong to you? This gray backpack?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So you're aware of the marijuana? That was
Yeah, that's... yeah, that's... Yeah.
You should keep your hands over.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm going to place you under arrest for smuggling narcotics in the...
Last year, more than 8 million Canadians returned from foreign travel.
How long have you been away from Canada?
Where did you go on your trip?
But not all trips were for legitimate purposes.
What are you bringing home with you today?
At Vancouver International Airport, officers want to know why this Canadian businessman is being vague about his short trip to Africa.
Initially, when we met him at the carousel, he was being quite suspicious, evading answering questions, so we brought him in the back to verify his declaration. I'll take a quick look at your tickets here, if I can.
Sure.
Who paid for your tickets?
Myself.
It's not normal to be in Africa for 4 days and not have any real explanation as to why. You have to take a look in your bags here, okay? What's this here?
This was a gentleman that I was supposed to meet over there that I didn't meet. He's actually looking at buying half of one of our companies.
Okay, so you went over all the way to Africa to meet these people that are involved in these business ventures, but you haven't met any of them. We have a signed contract here stating you're purchasing $12 million US of this product. Is that correct?
That is $12 million other product.
The stuff that he had said he was doing over in Africa didn't add up. You seem pretty nervous right now. You ever been in trouble with police before?
Thousands of international travelers touch down at Canada's second busiest airport every day.
What's containing your suitcases?
How many bags did you travel with today?
Today, a Canadian resident returning from China has lots of luggage, but nothing to declare.
Do you know what's inside these bags? What's in here? What's this right here? So when I asked you if you have food in the first place, why didn't you tell me you have meat?
I brought this for a friend.
Yeah, but you're carrying it. On the form it says meat products. You even went through an automated system that's Chinese for it. It doesn't matter if it's cooked, sir. Not declaring meat products is a potential $800 fine.
At the land border, a temporary resident from Moldova is hoping to renew his expired work permit.
He worked illegally in Canada for the last 4 months.
Oops. He received some bad advice from his own company that he could continue to work while his application was in process. So at any point did anybody tell you that you needed to stop working or that you're running a risk by keeping on working?
No, nobody told me. This work permit was not renewable. You were okay to remain in Canada because you applied to extend your stay. However, you have to stop working that day.
Didn't know?
Mm-hmm.
I should have probably go to the lawyer.
Or talk to immigration, right?
To immigration, exactly.
Under immigration status, it's your responsibility to make the proper phone calls and the proper inquiries with the proper agency. You can't just go based on what people tell you.
Since he's admitted to working illegally, this traveler may not be eligible to renew his work permit for 6 months.
This officer and I, we're going to discuss your situation and we'll let you know what's going to happen, okay?
You seem pretty nervous right now. You ever been in trouble with police before?
Nope. At Vancouver International, a Canadian businessman returning from a 4-day trip to Africa is in secondary.
Ever been placed in handcuffs or arrested? Nothing like that?
No, sir.
Okay, just give me a minute, okay? You seem quite nervous. It's just another big indication that something might be going on, so that we're just trying to look at every angle.
So 93, smuggling under the Customs Act.
I found that he'd been actually arrested and spent 2 years in jail for smuggling. I don't know why he's not telling me about his criminal past.
When we do see something like that, it's obviously a big alarm to us.
When I asked you if you'd been in trouble with police before, you said no. Just stop.
I was scared to tell.
Why were you scared to tell? I'm gonna find out anyways.
Yeah.
And now you're in a worse spot, right? Because now your credibility is way down here.
On the water, officers have discovered contraband on a commercial fishing boat bound for Alaska.
I'm gonna place you under arrest for smuggling narcotics in the Okay. You understand that you're under arrest?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So you have the right to retain and instruct counsel without delay.
To do what?
Do you want to talk to a lawyer? Is basically the question.
No.
We're gonna continue searching the boat, right? Is there anything else that we're gonna find down here?
Can I show you? There is a bag and there's another one, but it's a little bit bigger.
Okay.
In a shorts.
And a pair of shorts. All right. Just point to the area for me. You can stay right there. Just point to the area.
It's under there, it's a short. So that's the win.
That's it?
I was there. No, there's nothing else. Yeah, I'm not trying to sell it. I'm a commercial fisherman.
Now, do you think your wife has anything aboard that we should know
I
about?
think so. She doesn't even know. When she finds this out, it's gonna be a little problem. So
Just a little problem.
she doesn't know that I smoke.
Okay.
I mean, she knows I smoke, but she doesn't. You know, I bring some. You know, she was telling me not to do it, and I did it anyway.
Okay. Tell you what, we're gonna head up to the office for now. Talk to your wife. At this point, the CBSA may be the least of this traveler's worries. Do you want us to tell her what's happening?
Yeah.
Okay, so we did find a small quantity of marijuana on board. So right now, actually, what's happened is your vessel is seized, and then you have to breathe. Every year, thousands of American hunters bring their weapons to Canada, hoping to score big game.
Come on out. And then where is your firearm?
At the Peace Bridge in southern Ontario, two travelers from Kentucky are on their way to hunt black bears in Quebec.
As soon as they came up, they said, we have a declared firearm.
He made the firearm himself. It's custom made.
Oh, you're
He
kidding.
made it all from scratch.
It is unloaded, it is. Okay. All right. But do you have a serial number and everything on it then, or? Alrighty.
We called up here, somebody told him, what was it they told you? Hey, Chris, for me, someone sounded like they knew what they were talking about and said that it was okay as long as we had this form to fill out and that it did not have a serial number. Do I explain everything?
This particular firearm is admissible. It's just a restricted weapon in Canada, so it can come in as long as the proper paperwork is completed.
You've got Rose with you too?
I got a longbow.
He was so proud of it and couldn't wait to tell me all about it.
I had a real good friend of mine that died that I used to shoot bow with. That used to say a bow was a whisper of death, so I put that on my bow because, nothing here's there coming,
Really into that quiet?
Yeah.
The weapons are legit, but the can of pepper spray in the glove box is a problem.
It's prohibited in Canada.
It's prohibited in Canada?
Yeah.
Really? So
Yeah.
you're gonna keep it?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought that was legal. I didn't know.
Oh, no.
Okay.
The gentleman will abandon the pepper spray here, and they'll be able to proceed to their hunting destination.
You're gonna run!
Felt a little less protected now on the hunt because I'll be bow hunting, but they were extremely nice. We made it a pleasant experience. I brought my rifle and my longbow, so that's the way I'm gonna protect myself.
In Vancouver, a criminal background check of a Canadian businessman returning from Africa reveals he's been anything but honest.
I don't know why he's not telling me about his criminal past. We found that he'd been actually arrested and spent 2 years in jail for smuggling. When I asked you if you'd been in trouble with police before, he said no.
I was scared to tell him.
Why were you scared to tell? I'm gonna find him anyways. And now you're in a worse spot, right? What happened with the police?
Well, I was charged for fraud.
You were charged with smuggling under the Customs Act in '93.
I was bringing fuel in from the United States into Canada.
And you were ordered to pay $160,000 for that?
That is correct.
How much fuel were you bringing in?
At that time, about 1 million liters a month.
You served any time in jail for that?
2 years.
So because he's had past smuggling in goods, that's obviously considered less now.
What's this? The receipt that you paid $5,000 US?
That was what I paid for a down payment on the product that's going to be coming over.
It's a 1 liter bottle of solvent for $85,000 US. Explain to me what it's used for.
This is for cleaning gold that I want to import into Canada.
You can't buy anything like that in Canada. It has to be bought in Ghana.
That's correct.
This isn't making sense. Well, good yourself. Good.
This work permit was not renewable.
A Moldovan man hoping to renew his work permit has just learned he's been working illegally in Canada.
Did anybody tell you that you need to stop working?
No, nobody told me.
Just have a seat.
If you're coming to apply for a permit and you've been found to be working illegally beforehand, there's a 6-month period where they can apply or be granted a work permit.
But a background check reveals working without a permit is not his only problem.
Yeah.
Moldova's still a visa requiring country? Because if they're, then all this is moot because his visa's expired.
Yeah, it is. His visa's expired?
Yep. He's from a visa requiring country, so either has to have a valid entry visa or a valid document from CBSA, and he has neither this time.
Okay, so we have a few issues with your application today, right? As we've already talked to you a little bit earlier, you worked illegally in Canada for a period of time, okay? So under our regulation, that makes you ineligible to apply for a work permit. So 6 months from today is when you can reapply again, okay? The other issue that we have today is that your visa to enter Canada is expired, so you cannot enter Canada. because you don't have a visa. We'll give you basically what's called a furtherance. So we'll let you into Canada, go and purchase a ticket to return to Moldova, and bring it back to us tomorrow.
Basically, what we had to do was seize his passport. We made an appointment for him to come back with an airline ticket. So I just need you to sign up for me that you understand. Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, it's the right day.
A Canadian resident returning from China has a meat buffet inside his suitcase.
Not declaring meat products is an $800 fine. We're going to hold on to the meat, and we're going to consider that as a package for possible prosecutions later on.
But undeclared meat isn't all that's caught the officer's attention.
Where'd you get your watch from? So this is the first time you're bringing the watch in? You haven't declared this watch ever?
Yes, I...
You can go have a seat on the bench, okay? The watch is actually a very high value commodity.
With the watch worth 32 grand, the traveler could face criminal prosecution.
He's evaded a lot of taxes, so that's the making to it. I'm gonna go talk to him.
In Vancouver, officers are questioning a Canadian businessman and convicted smuggler about the chemicals he's planning to import from Africa.
That was what I paid for a down payment on the product that's going to be coming over.
It's a 1 liter bottle of solvent for $85,000 US.
That is correct.
Okay, and this chemical that you purchased, what is it called?
I don't know the name off by heart because it's a fairly long name.
I don't think of Ghana as being a country that would produce such a high quality cleaning solvent that no other place in the world can make. As the exam went on, our concerns kind of grew more towards him instead of the situation. We suspected maybe he was going to take advantage of. What do you have, United Nations card?
Because I'm a member of it, sir. I joined through a gentleman over in Africa. He has helped me become a member. He is the UN, one of the UN directors.
Okay.
Over.
I'm going to try something here, okay? This United Nations card is not real.
It isn't? Okay.
I promise you it's not.
That was
What it
sent
is,
to me.
it's basically a computer scan, okay? There's
Okay.
spelling errors on it, and the magnetic strip on the back is actually just color. It's not a magnetic
Okay.
strip. It appears that you might be part of some sort of scam. If you think you're being taken advantage of, okay, if you think that you're being defrauded or anything like that, I would suggest that you get in touch with the police. Okay, let them know that you think there's something going on. If you have suspicions of that, that's my suspicion.
I will
Okay.
gladly do that.
The police all across the country have files, active files going on about fraud schemes in Canada and all that stuff. They're interested in that. Okay.
Okay, okay.
The flip side of that, we're gonna do some checks on our end. Okay, on the Canada Border Services end. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm asking your permission if you're willing to let us to photocopy some of your invoices and
Yeah, go
receipts.
right ahead.
I basically advise them don't be paying these kind of fictitious people.